The 2022 National Garden Railway Convention was held in Denver, Colorado, hosted by the Denver Garden Railroad Society. This group began by hosting the first 4 conventions starting in 1985. In total, Denver has hosted 9 of these events. The club currently operates in the greater Denver area and has approximately 120 members and 50 layouts within the club. The Northern Colorado Railroaders contributed to the convention by hosting layouts in the Loveland-Fort Collins area. The club has 38 members and 24 home layouts within their group. One of the pre-convention tours was to Leadville, Colorado. The town of Leadville is located 150 miles west of Denver at an elevation of 10,150 feet, which makes it the highest incorporated town in the United States. The Leadville Railroad operates today on 6 miles of the original Colorado and Southern right-of-way. During the mining years of the 1800s, the railroad operated between Leadville and Denver. During the 1800s, the town had a population of over 60,000 people. Today, the town is primarily a tourist destination. This 6-mile excursion on Colorado and Southern roadbed is cut into the side of the mountains, winding through pine-covered forests, originally making a 5,000-foot descent on the 150-mile trip from Leadville into Denver. Scenic views of the snow-covered mountains were also a feature of the trip. Returning into Leadville, construction of new residential housing is also visible. One of our guides on the trip was a lifelong resident working most of his life on the railroad. Layout tours were available for convention participants over a 4-day period. 48 different layouts were on the schedule. Following are highlights of a portion of these layouts. The Denver Garden Railroad Society owns and operates a garden railroad at the Colorado Railroad Museum, which club members operate 2 days a week. This layout started in 1994 and now has 7 track-powered loops, a large yard, and 3 raised loops for live steamers. The DB Railroad of Germany began in 1998 to represent the European railway from the 1940s. The railroad is DC powered from a central operations board located on the patio and controls the 750 feet of track and 32 switches. The layout consists of simple and reversing loops and includes 7 wooden bridges and 4 tunnels. The pond is 3 feet deep and is stocked with rainbow trout. All water is filtered and cooled with refrigeration. This railroad also features a yard and refinery, which is located adjacent to the rear wall of the house. This is a view of the central control station, which operates all trackage and all 32 switches on the layout. Skyline and Scree Railroad is located in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains with spectacular views. The railroad was originally constructed in 1994 and then rebuilt in 2019. With over 500 feet of track and significant elevation changes, the railroad also has a cog railway. This railroad's primary mission is hauling passengers across many bridges and hauling supplies to nearby restaurants. The layout has over 12 bridges, the longest being over 8 feet in length, which is equivalent to 200 scale feet. This elevated loop is over 10 feet in height, allowing guests to easily walk beneath the track to the opposite side of the layout. This end has a reversing loop, allowing trains to return to their original destination. The D and RG Foothills branch is also located in the foothills of the Rockies. Due to its high elevations, the property is frequently visited by elk in the winter, thus requiring all track to be removed during these months. The Denver and Clear Creek Railroad is a recent addition to the club, with over 400 feet of track being built in 2022 and finished just days before the start of the convention. Additional trackage of over 600 feet remains to be completed. Colorado and Sparktown Railroad began in 2002 and now has over 1,300 feet of track with 200 miniature trees and flowering plants. This railroad was featured in the August 2008 edition of Garden Railways magazines. The main layout is approximately 100 feet long, and the width varies from 15 to 30 feet. There are 7 continuous loops of powered tracks with multiple elevations, including the dual live steam tracks and 265 feet main line. All 9 loops are required to traverse the mountainous terrain. The city of Sparktown is comprised of 20 custom-built buildings typical of the 1950s. In addition to the city of Sparktown, another 30 unique structures can be seen throughout the layout. Our next layout is the Red Cliff, Denver, and Rio Grande Railroad. This layout began in 2018 and consists of 300 feet of powered rail. The layout is modeled after the 1880s and includes historical quarry mining, the town of Red Cliff, and Wild Plaster Mill.
We had a good start this morning, and that we had 2 addresses for the first half for number 40. Yeah.
Where did you find these 3 grills?
A large 16-foot 3-track engine house is part of the layout, allowing for easy equipment storage. The layout is also raised 30 inches, allowing for easy access. The total dimension of the layout is approximately 35 by 35 feet. The Rio Grande and Southern Railroad is located in Windsor, Colorado, and is primarily located in the front and side yards of this property. Construction began on the layout 8 years ago and uses battery-powered trains with 550 feet of track and 2 reversing Ys. The layout uses over 90 feet of trestles with numerous bridges. The most recent addition is an extension of the track into the basement through a window. The basement contains a 3-track yard as shown here. His wife also has her own Swan Railroad. The Denver area has such an excellent array of layouts, it's hard to do the tours justice in a short period of time. The following 12 layouts will be touched on briefly. The Haystack Railroad is named due to its proximity to the Haystack Mountains. This railroad features European-style rolling stock and a whimsical theme. This layout is uniquely constructed entirely of stucco mountains. The downside is the height of the sidewalls make viewing difficult. The PL-GL Railroad contained over 4,000 feet of track and mostly in this open prairie. What caught my eye was the following. This 12-inch gauge railroad was located on the property and was shared by 3 families. I guess bigger may be better. At the close of the convention, a trip to the Forney Transportation Museum in downtown Denver was a treat. The museum is home to Big Boy number 4005. In addition to this locomotive, other heavyweight passenger cars and other transportation-related items exist in this downtown Denver museum. That concludes the preview of the 2022 convention. Next year's convention will be held in the San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you for watching.